American soccer team as a chaperone.
They love the pins, don't they?
Oh, they love those pins, and they exchanged pins and pennants at Olympic Stadium in Leningrad with the national anthems. And if you ever want to see a bunch of American teenagers stick their chest out in pride when the national anthem is played in the Soviet Union, it was really a heartwarming thing to see it. And but the Soviets do love the pins. You're right. They'll take any kind of pin you got and trade most anything for it. They also love Western things like jeans and stereos and things like that. Well, by agreement with both teams, 21 players will dress for each team tonight. So the only Blues player scratched is Norman Barron, and all the Soviet players here tonight will be dressing. So we're just about ready for this international affair at the arena, and a pretty good crowd after all, something over 10,000 or so. Ron Wicks is the referee tonight. Ron Finn and Dan Shatke are the linesmen. And Dan, do they always use NHL officials when they come over here? Do they never bring
Few times they've brought a Soviet official, but this is a tour arranged by the NHL Players Association, and that's the system they're using this year. But in other series I've done, they have had a Soviet referee, sometimes in conjunction with an NHL referee.
That's got to be tough for the two sides to work together. Well, here we go, and it'll be Doug Gilmour facing off for the Blues
against Viktor Tyumenev.
Oh, you did that
so
well.
far, so good.
You did that well.
And Tyumenev gets the puck over on right wing to their big star Makarov. Makarov, who had a hat trick in Montreal, trying to center. Krutov couldn't get it. Now it's centered back. Here's Makarov back on the point to Stelnov. Shoots wide by a couple of feet. And Brian Sutter gets it for the Blues. Sutter in his own zone to Rob Ramage. That's center to Sutter. Sutter into the Soviet Union. Giving it to Gilmour. He's checked in the play by Gusarov. Now Sutter gets it again. Upended on the play. Sutter still with the puck as he gets back up. Sutter trying to center to Gilmour. Doug Gilmour trying to get it in front. Knocked away by the Soviets, and Makarov clears it into center ice. And then the Soviets' Krutov just dumps it in. Going back to get it is Rob Ramage for the Blues. Ramage at center ice to Ron Flockhart. He fires one in. Fedosov back to get it. Missed it. Mark Hunter centered. That's tipped away by Kasatonov. Now the Blues, a shot from the point by Pavis. Grabbed by...
Goal for the Blues. He will alternate with Rick Walmsley.
Here's a shot by Natras from the point. Malenkov turns that aside. Now Flockhart trying to center, but it's knocked down. And the Soviets clear it to center ice to Bukov. Bukov getting it in on right wing to Kasatonov, who flips it into the corner. Racing in to get it on the other side is Homotov. He's taken out heavily by the Blues' Mark Hunter, and then the Blues clear the puck down the ice with Kasatonov back to get it. Cleared it, held in by Natras at the point. Trying to center to Flockhart. His shot blocked, and the Soviets take over, clear it right in front of their own net. Fedosov with a pass into center ice as the Soviets now attack, and carrying in is Homotov. He's checked, and back on the Blues, Rick Mahar. Mahar into the Soviet zone, trying to center for Reeds. He was upended. Now Mahar into forecheck. He and Reeds get it loose. Mahar shot it wide from a bad angle. Now Terry Johnson gets it behind the goal. Starikov for the Soviet Union, trying to clear it out, and does, to Sergei Shepelev. Over on right wing for Sergei Babanov, who fires it in. Digging in is Shepelev. He's tied up. Now back on the point to Starikov. His shot up high and into the corner, and the Blues try and clear it out. Soviets hold it in, but now falling is Mark Reeds. He cleared it to center, and Babanov feeds it ahead on right wing to Shepelev. Going back for the Blues is Terry Johnson. Johnson on right wing for Joe Mullen. Now to Bernie Fedorko. Fedorko to center, being watched by Gusarov. And Gusarov took it away from him. And the big Soviet defenseman Gusarov shows a burst of speed as he came to center. Checked at the St. Louis blue line. Now Gusarov dropping it back to Babanov. And Babanov for the Soviets cleared it into center ice. The Blues take over there. Here's Lavallee. Flips it in, and going back and controlling is Alexei Gusarov for the Soviet Union. No score here in the early minutes. Gusarov with a pass up the middle. That's where the Soviets like to go. Now on right wing to Vasilyev. He's checked and circling back, and controlling it for the Soviets is Stelnov. Rink wide over to his teammate, who is Gusarov, who shoots it in. Now to Tyumenev, Makarov, and Krutov. And the Blues have out their checking line Gilmore, Sutter, and Paslowski against that potent Soviet trio. Lead pass in on right wing for Krutov. Krutov trying to center it, hit the back of the Blues goal, and now the Blues come up with it and clear it. Held in at the point by Fetisov. Fetisov to Timonev. He's checked, and Fetisov has to go back. Now the Soviets clear it near the St. Louis line. Bruce Bell has it there. Over to Greg Paslowski. Now to Sutter at center. Sutter to the Soviet line. He's checked, and right back comes Makarov with a pass for Kasatnov. Moving it in. Unable to get a shot off as Krutov, and the Blues Sutter is able to clear it to center. Paslowski knocking it off the boards into the Soviet end of the rink, and Alexei Kasatnov, the defenseman, is back to get it. Kasatnov into center ice to Fetisov. He moves into the Blues zone, but dropped it back, and Mark Hunter then knocked it away for the Blues. And the Soviets, Kasatnov is back to pick it up again. Kasatnov leaving it for Babinov. Babinov with a pass right up the middle. They love the long pass up the middle, and that's something the Blues have to be careful of. The Blues go back and get it. Flockhart clearing it out into the center ice area. Broken up by Starikov. Over to his defense partner Babinov. Now stolen by Flockhart. Shoots. Shot wide. Flockhart again. Moved in and tipped it into the corner. Now Mark Hunter for the Blues. Trying to work it free. Hunter to Flockhart to Dave Barr. Barr turns, shoots. Shot it wide with a good chance. Norwood at the point. But he's checked by Gerasimov. And the Soviets break down 2-on-1. Centering it, and wide open but unable to handle it was Homotov on the 2-on-1 break. Now the Blues goal has been knocked loose. A shot stopped by Millen, but play had been called because the Blues...
Too much done. The Russians are very good defensively once the Blues are on the attack.
And the shots on goal in a game like this don't indicate very much. The Soviets don't usually shoot until they have an outstanding chance. Here's Terry Johnson for the Blues, clearing it into the Soviet zone. Reeds in to get it. Could not center it. And now Shepelev comes up with it, tried to clear it. Mahar held it in. Into Reeds to Sear. He never got it. And back come the Soviets, led by Drodzetsky. Drodzetsky in on left wing, feeding it to Stelnov. He's checked, and the Blues break out. Dennis Sear to center. Sear into the Soviet zone.
They're going to get a penalty down. Play with 14-12 left in this first period, and no score.
The Blues from the faceoff get it to Bell at the point. In on the boards on left wing to Mullen. Into the corner to Fedorko. In front to LaValle. Wide open, but he shot it wide by a couple of feet. Now Fedorko back on the point to Ramage. Over to the other point to Bell. In on left wing to Mullen. Back to the left point for Bruce Bell. Now flipping it in behind the goal to Fedorko. Fedorko trying to center. Behind the net to LaValle. Wide open was Mullen, but he fanned on it as LaValle flipped it in front. Now Fedorko to Kevin LaValle. To Fedorko behind the net. Bernie Fedorko trying to drop it back. Broken up, and intercepting it and clearing it was Makarov for the Soviets to center ice. Back to get it is Ramage. Now to Bruce Bell. His pass to Mullen. Intercepted, and Ramage has to circle back. Now stolen by Krutov. Here's Krutov. Checked by Ramage, and the Blues get it to Kevin LaValle at center. LaValle trying to feed it in on the wing, but Fetisov intercepts, and Fetisov, their top defenseman, clears it to Makarov, their top forward. Makarov all the way back in front of his own goal, leaving it there, and Fetisov then clears it off onto the wing for Kasatnov, who shoots it to the St. Louis blue line. Here's Ramage for the Blues. In across the line for Fedorko. He circles back outside the line. Now carried back in, ridden out by Kasatnov, and Fetisov cleared it, came right in front of the net. Stolen by the Blues, shot by Paslowski, and Milnikov had to make a fine save on Paslowski. The Blues on a power play, 22 seconds left. Puck in the corner, but stolen by the Soviets' Homotov, and Homotov tied up by Paslowski with some forechecking, clears it around onto the other boards, and Fetisov flips it to center ice. Racing after it down right wing is Homotov, tied up by Bell in the corner. Homotov gets the puck, however. Now Sutter ties him up. In to help out is Bukov. He cleared it behind the Blues goal. The penalized player Shepelev is back on, and the Blues come to center. Sutter flipping it off the boards in on left wing. Going back and controlling it is Babinov, and Sutter ran him in against the boards hard, but Babinov flipped the puck up over the glass.
From behind the goal also on that power play. Blues have outshot the Russians 4-1, and they're playing well.
Here's Paslowski. Off a shot. And a stick save there by the goaltender, Milinkov. Now the Blues trying to hold it in. Paslowski behind the net to Sutter. Trying to center it out in front, but cleared away by Starikov. And the Soviets get it again, and Babinov cleared it. Wilson held it in, shot right on. Rebound, Paslowski put it just wide. Now the Blues with pressure on. Rick Wilson at the point. Fired it behind the net. Cleared away by the Soviets, and Sutter is over to get it. Back of the goal, intercepted by Babinov, and the Soviets clear it to the St. Louis blue line. No score, but the Blues have had the best of the action so far. Norwood in his own zone to Wilson. Now to Flockhart at the St. Louis blue line. Ron Flockhart clearing it to Rick Wilson. Wilson comes to center into Mark Hunter. Hunter into Flockhart trying to break in. Broken up and cleared away by Shepelev. Now the Blues, Pavis cleared it in, but Gusarov, the Russian defenseman, shot it back to center ice. Jim Pavis at his own line to Dave Barr in the scoreless first period. We played over 9 minutes. The Blues now shoot it into the Soviet zone. Gusarov is back of his own goal to get it for the Soviets to Sergei Shepelev. Shepelev on right wing into the blue zone. Natras breaks that up and cleared it to Hunter. Hunter couldn't get away from Stelnov, and then the Blues do get it, and left in the first period. No score. Soviets from the faceoff. A quick shot by Makarov, and Millen had to make a good save. Makarov again. Shoots one. Millen gets his shoulder on that. Makarov is their best scorer and perhaps their best player, and he just tested great.
He is their scoring leader, and the Blues dodged the bullet there, and they've now outshot the Russians 7-3, and they control in their own zone.
27-year-old Sergei Makarov. Now the Blues come back as Dave Barr got it into the Soviet Union zone. Fedosov had it, lost it to Hunter. Hunter tried to center, but it's poked away, and back comes Makarov with a pass ahead for Tiemenev. He's taken out by Pavis on the boards. Over comes Flockhart, and
it's scary, but not too bad.
Wait till they get a 3-on-1 getting about 400 miles an hour.
They're going to pin the first period.
And a couple by their top defenseman, Fedosov, who is the Bobby Orr of the Soviet hockey ranks. Here's Fedorko into the Soviet zone. Trying to feed it through. Dead, a backhander. Big save by Milinkov on Kevin Lavallee's backhander. Soviets can't clear it out. Mullen held it in, and now the Soviets get the puck out of the zone and clear it near the St. Louis line. Right back comes Jim Pavis. Pavis flipping it in, and he flipped
18 left in the first period.
The Soviets with a line of Gimayev, Veselov, and Vasiliev. And the Blues with Fedorko, Lavallee, and Mullen. Joe Mullen for St. Louis. Rink wide in his own zone to Jim Pavis. Pavis being forechecked by Vasiliev. Now Pavis lost it, gets it back again. Cleared it to center, and Gusarov goes back to get it for the Soviets. Cleared one into center ice. The Blues knock it down. Now Lavallee feeding it near the blue line, and it's taken by Fedorko, who circles back near center ice. Bernie Fedorko shoots it into the Soviet zone. Alexei Gusarov is back to get it. 8:40 left in the first period, no score. Gusarov's long pass missed everyone, goes all the way down the ice. The Blues, Johnson back to get it. Around in the boards to Sutter. Now to Terry Johnson. Johnson for St. Louis. Behind his own goal to Norwood. Norwood cleared it. Knocked down by the Soviets. Held in. The first shot blocked. Now picked up by Vasilov. His shot is blocked at the defense, and then Gilmore cleared it out. Vasilov had a good chance from the slot, but his shot was blocked. Back is Fedosov in the Soviet zone. Fedosov clears to center. Here's Brodjetsky. Brodjetsky moving in, loses the stick, tried to kick it in front, couldn't, as he's tied up back of the net by Norwood. And now we get a stoppage.
An Army team 8-3 and have really played quite well here.
Here's Fedosov from the point. Quick shot just wide. Big rebound out in front. And then another shot over top of the net by Alexander Zubin. And the Soviets have come on here in the last couple of minutes with some good scoring chances. Blues shoot it into the Soviet zone. Fedosov clearing it up on the boards. Norwood held it in. Shoots one right on. And Milinkov.
We don't know much about Milinkov. There are no statistics listed in the advance information.
Sometimes they do that to you. Here are the Blues shooting one. Bell cleared it all the way down into the Soviet Union's end. Sergei Babinov is back to pick it up. Babinov behind his own goal to Makarov, their big star, Sergei Makarov. Out on right wing to Tiemenev. He flips it into the blue zone, and Bruce Bell is back to get it. Cleared it to Flockhart. He's forechecked by Starikov, and now the Blues' Flockhart breaks out to Hunter at center. Hunter in on left wing into the Soviet zone to Barr. Barr into the corner with Babinov. Barr knocked down now to Yumanev, clearing it for Starikov, who flips it out on left wing for Krutov. This is the Soviets' top line on the ice right now. To Yumanev. Over on right wing to Makarov. He's into the blue zone. Centering it. Millen cleared it away. Krutov was open in the slot, but Millen stopped it. Now Krutov trying to center. He couldn't, and the Blues' Flockhart comes up with it, and back he comes. Ron Flockhart into the Soviet zone. Shoots one. Big slap shot. Well wide of the net. Bounces all the way back into the blue zone, and Millen out of the net, clearing it up ice for Ron Flockhart. Flockhart just dumps it in, and the Soviets chase back to pick it up and clear it out on the right wing side as they move out of their own zone. Here comes Homotop. Homotop into the blue zone. Checked and quickly clearing it back out is Natras, and the Soviets has to retreat again. Here's the lead pass for Homotop. Being checked by Natras. Now Gusarov dropping it deep into his own zone to Stelnov. Ahead on right wing for Gerasimov. Into the blue zone, but checked by Pavis, and Fedorko fires it around in the boards to Rick Natras. Natras clears to center. Here's LaValle, but that's called back on a two-line offside. 5:40 left in the first period. No score. The Blues and the Soviets.
The Soviets have really come on, and they have had the better scoring chances. In fact, the Blues really haven't had much of a threat in the last 5 minutes or so, but it's still scoreless.
And the Blues center ice shot back in by Irek Gimayev for the Soviets, but the Blues, Pavis shoots it right back to center. The Soviets on the attack, clear it in. Gilmore is there, and Gilmore starts back for the Blues. Doug Gilmore flipping it in on left wing for Sutter. Sutter into the corner. He's taken out, and Pettisov then clears it out on left wing for Veselov. Veselov, a right wing pass for Gimayev. He's checked at the St. Louis line and shot back to center by Gilmore. Stolen by Sutter from the Soviet defenseman. Into Paslowski, but the defenseman who originally lost the puck, Kasatnov, broke it up and clears it to Veselov. Veselov feeding it ahead to Vasiliev. Couldn't get through the defense, and the Blues' Rick Wilson gets the puck, but Terry Johnson
and control it, and we're going to get a look at it now as Terry Johnson goes off for holding, and the Soviets are on the power play.
And controlling it on the left wing boards is Krutov. Back to the point. Shot deflected just wide as Stelnov let it go. Now the Soviets with the man advantage. Center one. Stelnov couldn't hold it in and has to chase back to pick it up. Stelnov into the center ice area. Now Krutov takes a drop pass into the St. Louis zone. Trying to drop it back. Does to Gusarov. Shooting one. He shot it just wide with a wrist shot from the point. And now the Blues Reeds clears it out of there. Going back is Gusarov for the Soviet Union. He and Stelnov are the point men with the big line of Tyemenev, Krutov, and Makarov up front. The Blues shoot it in. Makarov back to get it. Checked by Gilmore. He drops it all the way back to center, and the Blues Bell has it there to his own line, and it's shot away by Ramage into the Soviet end of the rink. Makarov back to get it. Sergei Makarov stops in his own zone. Now feeds it out to Krutov on left wing. Krutov to center. Giving it to Makarov. He's into the blue zone. Makarov to Krutov. Now trying to feed it through to Bukov. He couldn't get a stick on it. And the Blues Ramage back of the net. Now stolen by the Soviets, but stolen right back by Ramage, who cleared to Paslowski. And the Blues come to center and fire it in. Milenkov makes the save on that. And going back is Kasatnov. 30 seconds left in the Blues penalty. Here's a behind the back pass to Homotop. Homotop checked by Pavis, and now Sutter back to pick it up for the Blues. Sutter firing one all the way down the ice. And the Soviets, who are on a power play, have to go back and get it. Kasatnov clearing one over onto the boards, and now circling and feeding it to Homotop, who comes to center. Homotop for the Soviet Union. In across the line. Looking to feed it in front. Does. Shot by Pettisov off escape. Now Johnson back on. Soviets have possession, but it's broken up and cleared out of there by the Blues. Pavis. And going back is Pettisov for the Soviets. Great cheering for the Blues penalty killing. Now Barr almost stole it. Puck into the Soviet zone. In to get it is Flockhart, but as he got there, he fell. And back come the Soviets with Shepelev into center ice for Gerasimov. Gerasimov circling. tied up by Hunter. Now centered, and Ramage is there to quickly clear it. And here comes Barr to center. Gets it over to Flockhart. He's into the Soviet zone to Hunter. Shooting. Oh, and Hunter fired it high and wide as he tried for the short side and just missed with a wicked wrist shot. Now the Soviets in their own zone. Babinov able to clear it out. And here comes Alexander Zubin to center ice. Leaving it for Drodzetsky. His shot, Millen the save. Now into the corner. Barr trying to get it out. Gets it to Joe Mullen. Mullen on right wing breaks out for the Blues. Mullen to Barr at center. Into the Soviet zone to Flockhart. Flockhart shoots from a bad angle. And Milenkov cleared that away. Now Mullen into the corner. Centered. Milenkov knocked it away. And Babinov shoots it into center ice for Veselov. Now the Blues break it up at their own line. Terry Johnson to Lee Norwood. No score, just over a minute to play here in the first period. Here's Joe Mullen now to Kevin LaValle. Fired it in, a crazy bouncer, and Milenkov had to make a body save. Now the Blues trying to center. Here's Fedorko trying to stuff it in from the side. Knocked away by Milenkov. Now Fedorko back in the corner, checked in the play, and Stelnov flips it out on right wing for Vasiliev. Now at center to Gimayev with less than a minute to play in the period. Gimayev's shot blocked by Norwood, and Terry Johnson back to clear it on the boards. Now Vasiliev taken out by both Fedorko and Johnson, and now we're going to get a penalty here against the Blues. From the faceoff, the Soviets win the draw and control it on the right wing boards. Back to Fedosov to the other point to Kasatnov. Shot wide by about a foot. Now Fedosov at the other point. His slap shot deflects wide. That's something that at one time the Soviets would never do, slap the puck, but Fedosov just did. Now the Blues, Mahar back into the Soviet zone, into Doug Gilmour. Gilmour checked in the play by Kasatnov. Now a penalty coming up against the Soviets, and with 20 seconds left in the period, each team will be a man. What's Fedosov's first name?
I was afraid somebody was going to ask me that.
Vyacheslav, or?
That's close enough. Who will know the difference?
How about V. Fedosov?
KXOK doesn't reach to Moscow, so they won't know.
Here are the Soviets moving in, each team a man short. Centering pass into the slot, but unable to control it was Gerasimov. Now the Blues clear it, and Ramage shoots it around in the boards, and the first period comes to an end here at the arena. And the highly touted Soviet Red Army team skate off tied with the co-division leaders in the Norris Division, the St. Louis Blues, at 0-0 after one. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Well, here we go. We're skating 4-on-4 as we start the second period of play. Makarov gets it for the Soviet Union as the Red Army team gets control of the puck after the opening faceoff. Gusarov skates up ice, and they're into the Blues zone attacking. Puck goes to Makarov into the corner. He's banged against the boards there. The Soviet tried to keep it in, and they do. Big shot from the point, just goes wide by Stilnov. And the puck is behind the net, picked up by the Blues' Rob Ramage. He bangs it back around the boards to Bruce Bell behind his own goal. Up the four boards. Blues having trouble getting it out. Paslowski finally pokes it to center ice. Rob Ramage chases in after it, but Makarov there for the Soviet Red Army. Sergei Makarov up to Gusarov. Gusarov headmans it to Krutov. Krutov has it poked off his stick and picked up by Greg Paslowski of the Blues. Paslowski to center ice. Left wing pass to Doug Gilmour. Gilmour back to Paslowski. His shot is blocked by a skate by the defense and goes into the corner. And the Soviets clear it to center ice, where Rob Ramage picks it up for the Blues to Bruce Bell. Bell just shoots the puck in and then goes to, well, he doesn't go to the bench. He headed that way and then went back on the ice. The Soviet Red Army team has it. It's Krutov has it at center ice and just shoots it into the Blues zone, where it's stopped behind a goal by Greg Millen. Rick Wamsley will play the second half of this game in goal for the Blues. Ramage headmans it to Mahar, but the puck went behind Mahar and all the way down the ice. Mahar fighting for it. Bykov, who scored 2 goals against Canadians in the face-off with Bernie Fedorko. The Blues win a draw. Lee Norwood gets it, headmans it to Kevin LaValle. LaValle's cross-ice pass to Joe Mullen. Mullen has it bounce off of his skate and go into the corner. He's banged in there by Barbakov. Sergei Barbakov had it, and now the Blues are on the power play. Well, the penalty is over to the Soviet Red Army team. Mullen the shot, save, and now a goal for the Blues as Bernie Fedorko pops in the rebound. Mullen shot, Malinkov made the save.
And number 7, Joe Muller. Time of the goal, 1:45.
You're not supposed to cheer, right? Way to go, Bernie.
That's right. We can cheer in this game. Well, the Blues draw first blood here at the arena after a scoreless first period and lead 1-0. Here's Flockhart stealing the puck at center ice, poked off his stick. Narwood picks it up. He has it checked off of his stick, and it comes to the near boards where Hunter tries to keep it out of the zone but can't. Here's a shot and a goal by the Soviet Union. Sergei Shepelev got the goal, got the puck in the crease. All right, we've got a 1-1 game here now, and 2 goals in just a little over 2 minutes in the second period after a scoreless first period. Rick Mahar shoots the puck in for the Blues. Stelnov gets it for the Soviet Union, gives back to Gusarov. Gusarov behind his own goal, being hounded there by Mahar, but he comes out of his own zone to center ice. Headmans it on left wing to Vasiliev. Behind the goal it goes, and out in front and just missing the pass right in the crease was Gusarov. Well, Alexei Gusarov really had a good shot at it if he could have got his puck on the stick. Gusarov now has it in his own zone, tries to get it out and can't. Mark Reeds holds it in. Picked up by Igor Stelnov behind his own goal. Puck is headman now up ice, and Soviets have it in their own zone, but Fanning on the shot, and now it's picked up by Dennis Sear. Veselov had a shot at it on left wing, but he fanned on the shot, and the puck is back in the Soviet end where it's picked up by Starnikov. Sergei Starnikov all the way down the ice, and the Blues are going to get an icing call against the Soviets.
Ron, the Blues had the lead for only 18 seconds. Fedorko scored at 1:45. Shepelev tied it 18 seconds later at 2:03.
Yumanov gets the puck and headmans it to Barbanov. Barbanov skates down right wing and gives it to Makarov. Makarov in behind his own goal, tries to circle around. Puck is passed through the crease, through the goal mouth, but goes all the way to center ice. And the Soviets back to center ice, and Tyubanov picks it up there. Puck is on right wing now, picked up by Sergei Babinov, and Babinov shoots it in behind the Blues goal where it's picked up by the Blues Bruce Bell, and then he passes it back to Rob Ramage. Blues manage to get it to center ice, but Starnikov chases it down at center ice and gives off to Krutov. Vladimir Krutov has it for the Soviet Union in their own zone, trying to get it out. Brian Sutter trying to keep it in and can't, as Makarov picks it up for the Soviet Red Army team. Gets it up to Starikov. Sergei Starikov across the blue line and gives it to Krutov. And the shot goes wide off the far boards. Babinov has it. Passes it in, bounces off the side of the cage where Bruce Bell picks it up for the Blues. Bell can't get it out as the shot is blocked by Makarov. Makarov slides it right through the crease. Millen gets a glove on it as the puck flew high over the net, and the Blues pick it up there. And we've got a penalty coming up. And the cage also comes off back the other way, short-handed. Bahar has it checked off his stick. It's banged at by Pavis, who knocks it all the way back into the Soviet zone. Fetisov, their top defenseman, skates up ice across the blue line. Gives it off to Bykov. Bykov to Kostanov. And it is poked to center ice again by Mahar, and the Soviets have to go back and reload. Fetisov has it there, spins at his own blue line. Now there's a player knocked down by a Russian player knocked down at center ice by the Blues. Pavis has it, swings it around the boards to Mark Reeds. Mark Reeds hammers it down in the Soviet zone, and there's 1 minute and 15 seconds left in this power play. Fetisov gives it off to Kasatonov. Kasatonov across the blue line, and he is bumped off the play. Kamyatov has it in front, and there is a Blues player in the goal. Looked like the goal came off the moorings again as one of the Blues players backed into Greg Millen and knocked the cage off those magnets, and the whistle blows as they stop play.
That's about the 3rd time in this game that
it's coming off, sir.
Well, Krutov must be able to speak better because he got into it after that.
Blues win the draw, and Mahar shoots it down the ice with less than 1 minute left in this power play. Chasing down after it is Gusarov. Alexei Gusarov picks it up for the Soviet Red Army team. He headmans it up ice, and Tyumanov has it, gets it in the zone. It's punched away there, picked up by Gusarov. Gusarov shoots, and a save in front. Puck loose in front, and it's picked up by Tyumanov. Tyumanov has his shot partially blocked, and finally Reeds gets a piece of it, and the puck goes to center ice. So the Blues avoided a bullet there. Less than a half minute left in the penalty. Doug Gilmour picks the puck up at center ice. Gilmour spins at center ice and passes the puck back to Bruce Bell as the Blues eat up some time on this short-handed situation. Back to Gilmour. Nice move by Gilmour. Gilmour finally shoots it in. Doug Gilmour with some neat moves at center ice to get away from the forechecking Russians. And the crowd applauds the Blues' effort here as they were short-handed as the penalty is just about over. Krutov skates in on right wing. Gets the pass back to Gusarov. Gusarov's shot goes high and wide. Picked up in the corner by Makarov. Makarov on left wing to Vasilyev. Alexander Vasilyev. The puck comes loose. Rob Ramage tries to get it to center ice. Does poke it ahead with his glove. And that draws a whistle.
5mm users can get one set of supersized 4x6 prints for the same low price. One set to keep, one to share. Get twice the great looks one day or free. 7 days a week except holidays at Schnucks.
Play back in. The Blues have the puck at center ice. LaValle tries to get it into the zone, but it's knocked off his stick. And the Blues go back to their own blue line and pick it up where Bernie Fedorko has it. Fedorko trying to skate out of his own zone, just flips the puck to center ice where it's picked up by Sergei Starikov. Starikov gives it off to Droditsky. Or it's checked there, and the Blues managed to poke at the puck
against the Soviet Union All-Stars that New Year's Eve game '82, and Kevin LaValle played for Calgary against the Soviet Union All-Star team January of '83.
Bernie Fedorko wins the draw from Gamayev, and the Blues shoot it down the ice, and the icing is waved off, and Fetisov tries to get it out and win the draw on the face-off at center ice. Jim Pavis shoots the puck in, and Fetisov is there to get it for the Soviets. Valisiev has it, gets it back on the other side to Fetisov. Fetisov tries to skate out of his own zone. He wears the K, which indicates captain on his sweater. Here's a shot in, deflected wide. Millen chops at it and gets it to center ice. Greg Millen with a good job. He just, like he had a 9-iron in his hand, and just chopped away at it and managed to get it all the way out to center ice. The Russians shoot it back in, picked up by Vasilyev. Vasilyev skates behind his own goal, and Flockhart checks him off the puck and gets it away from him, and Barr skates to center. Barr is checked off the puck and skating in. Flockhart dives for it. Crowd thought there should have been a penalty. Rick Wilson with a soft shot from the point, and Malinkov makes an easy save of it, and the Soviets manage to get it to center ice. Now Mark Hunter is knocked down, and going to get a penalty is Gamayev.
Expected car repairs to be. At a Shell Auto Care station, it's fixed or it's free.
Well, Gamayev gets a tripping penalty for the Soviet Union, 8:19 the time, and the Blues on a power play.
Rob Ramage across the blue line, passes it back to Joe Mullen. Mullen has trouble keeping in it, but does, and now the Soviets shoot it down the ice, and Greg Millen comes way out of the goal to try to settle it down, and then backs it up and gives it off to Bruce Bell behind his own goal. Bell with the puck for the Blues. They're on the power play. Headmans it to Bernie Fedorko. Fedorko across the blue line. Gerasimov has it knocked off his stick, and the Blues pick it up at center ice again. Bernie Fedorko sticker in there forechecking, but cannot get the puck. The Soviets have trouble getting it out. Big check that time by Joe Mullen. Soviets now carry it out of their own zone. It is Gerasimov, Alexander Gerasimov, playing with it at center ice, then shoots it back into the zone to Stilnoff as they try to use up some time here. Exactly 1 minute left on this Blues power play, and the Blues really haven't gotten much done with it. Bruce Bell in his own zone as the Blues try to organize and get a rush up ice. Bell across the blue line. Bell into the zone to Fedorko on left wing. Fedorko is knocked down. No whistle, no call. Puck comes to Ramage on right point. Ramage tees it up, but his shot is blocked by the defense and deflects wide. Ramage again. That time the shot was blocked again and appeared by the defense, and the puck goes down the ice where Greg Millen comes way out of the goal and feeds Ramage to center ice. Ramage's headman pass intended for Pazlowski hit LaValle, skates and bounces back into the blue zone where Bell goes back to get it to LaValle. LaValle pass on the right side to Rob Ramage. Ramage flips it in, intended for Gilmour. Gilmour was in ahead of the puck, and as soon as the Blues touch it, Blues, Doug Gilmour shoots it in. Just a few seconds left on this Blues power play. LaValle with a big hit along the boards. Gilmour has the puck to LaValle in the corner. His pass back to Gilmour is deflected, and the Soviets almost had a break. Now it's picked up by the Soviet Union. Here's a shot almost by Gamayev. Gamayev had it go off of his stick and goes behind a goal, and a collision in front, and the Blues pick it up. But the outlet pass is intercepted by Krutov. Krutov gives it off to Gamayev. Gamayev on left wing to Fetisov. Fetisov's shot is partially blocked. And now we've got a whistle, and the Blues.
On the big line with Krutov and Makarov is Wayne Gretzky. Said nobody else is good enough.
What about the kid at Pittsburgh, I wonder?
Well, maybe he hasn't seen Mario. Or Bernie Federico.
Bard takes the draw and gets it and gives it off to Norwood, and Norwood shoots it in and wraps it all the way around the boards. The puck rides the boards to the left wing where Terry Johnson keeps it in, but it's intercepted there by Starnikov. Sergei Starnikov tries to get it head-manted to Gamayev, but it went over his stick all the way down the ice. Walmsley out of the ice, shovels it behind the goal, and the Blues' Terry Johnson has it there. Puck along the near boards, and Dave Bard tries to get it. Ron Flockhart picks it up along the near boards, trying to clear the zone. Flockhart skates to center ice. Flockhart has good speed. Flockhart's pass to Mark Hutter was a little bit behind him, went off his skate, and he couldn't control it. Puck is picked up by Drozditsky. That's the toughest one for me. Nikolai Drozditsky. Drozdetsky maybe is the right one.
Perfect.
Drozdetsky. I'll get it yet before this game's over. Whistle stops play, and we're going to get a penalty against the Soviet Union, an elbow penalty. Elbowing penalty.
Brothers on the Soviet Red Army team. This one is Rashid. He's a center iceman, and he gets an elbowing penalty in the Blues with a power play.
Well, surprisingly, despite the fact that both goals have been scored in this period, it's been a very defensive period. Only 5 shots on goal. The Russian short-handed skate out with it. Bykov shoots it. The save is made. Federico gets it behind his own goal and hits it back of the goal to Ramage and back to Bruce Bell as the Blues skate out on the power play to Brian Sutter. Sutter has it knocked off his stick and picked up by number 15, Amyutov. Andrei Amyutov gets it into Bykov. And the Soviets now wasting time as they pass it back to their own zone, trying to eat up as much of this clock as they can as the Blues are on the power play. And now the Blues are going to get a penalty.
And they're seeing quite a surprising event, I believe. Many people thought that after the win in Montreal, the Red Army would blow the Blues out of the tub, but they have not.
Yeah, they beat Montreal 6-1 the other night. We've got a 1-1 game with 7.5 minutes left in the second period. Each team skating 4 aside now as the Red Army team and the Blues each have a man in the penalty box. Bruce Bell shoots into center ice. Flockhart chases after it, but Flockhart has it go off of Bernie Federico's stick as he was making a charge down the ice. Bruce Bell at his own blue line. Cross ice pass to Rob Ramage. Ramage bounces it off the boards to Flockhart. Flockhart headmans it to Bernie Federico. Gamayev chases it down to the corner with Federico, and it's picked up there by Kasatonov. Alexei Kasatonov headmans on the right wing to Fetisov. Fetisov now slows it up and spins at center ice and goes back into his own zone. The Soviets can be very deliberate in situations like this. They're playing it off because they'll be on a power play in about 27 seconds. They want to make sure they don't get burned here. Falling down on the play was Makarov, and the puck is picked up by Jim Pavis, who shoots it behind his own goal. And it's picked up back there. Now Pavis has it, or almost had it on the near boards. And Doug Gilmour shoots it to center ice. It's picked up there by Kasatonov. Alexei Kasatonov has it for the Russians. Now Fetisov. Fetisov headmans it, but too far to Krutov. And it's picked up by Flockhart. Flockhart over the blue line. Flockhart a shot and a save by Malinkov. Malinkov then holds on. Flockhart with a good
team last season.
Tiznik moved up to the national team after Tretiak retired in goal, but he has not played, Dan said, on this tour. And the Soviets skate out on the power play. Krutov on right wing gives it back to Yumanov. Yumanov has it, it goes back to the blue line to Gusarov. Gusarov, and here's a shot and a save by Rick Walmsley. A good save by Walmsley on a big shot by Sergei Makarov. And the Blues shoot it down the ice. And now just 5 seconds left on this Red Army power play. A 1-1 game at the arena with 5 minutes and 35 seconds left in the second period. Big check at the blue line by Rob.
Vancouver 2-1 that game in the second period.
Federico wins the draw from Gamayev, and the Blues have it in their own zone. Teams back at even strength. 5:25 left in the period. Mullen tries to shoot it in. It goes off a skate. Mullen tried to pick up it again, but he couldn't. And Rashid Gamayev picks it up for the Soviet Union. Gamayev across the blue line. His shot goes high and wide and hits the glass behind the boards, and then comes to center ice. Bernie Federico picks it up there. Federico sandwiched at the blue line, however. LaValle picks it up. A shot and a save, an arm save by Malinkov. Blues have it back, and Federico's pass intended for LaValle. LaValle lost his balance and couldn't get to it. And now the Blues shoot it back in, but they're called to the offside.
But then last year didn't. Brooks lost his job, and they've gone back pretty well to the basic up and down play that the Blues use.
But it's more of a European style hockey, the circling and Blues have it in their own zone. Rick Natras behind his own goal, wraps it around the boards on the far side. It goes to center ice. Soviets couldn't keep it in. Picked up there by Bykov. Bykov, who had a pair of goals against the Canadians, has it in his own zone. Gives it over to Fetisov. Fetisov back to Bykov. Bykov shoots it in. And the Soviets are on the attack. Along the near boards, Sutter is going to get another penalty as he Soviets are on the power play. We've got a whistle as a couple of players got in before the puck was dropped. Bykov wins the draw, gives it back to Fetisov. Fetisov just holds it in at the blue line. Puck goes in. Rob Ramage tries to clear it, but can't. Puck comes on the near side to Garasimov. Back to Fetisov. Back to Garasimov. Cross ice pass, shot, and it's blocked by the defense. Kasatonov had the shot blocked, and the Blues shoot it down the ice. And there's a minute 40 left in the power play as the Soviets go back to get it.
Good block of the shot there by the Blues penalty killer Greg Pazlowski.
All right, here comes the Soviet Union across the blue line. Comes on the near boards, and Boras and Fetisov loses the puck to Rick Mahar. Mahar has a break. Mahar shoots, and Malenkov with the save. Mahar had a breakaway, and Malenkov got it with his left pad. That was the Blues' great chance to take a lead here as Mahar had the breakaway. And Malenkov has been just almost perfect here tonight. Soviets have it back. Kamenyatov at the blue line loses it, and it's picked up by Gerasimov. Alexander Gerasimov. Soviets into the blue zone on the attack along the near boards. Puck is shot behind the goal. Terry Johnson in forechecking, trying to beat Gerasimov to the puck. Johnson falls down, has the puck underneath him, but it's picked up by Bykov. Comes back to left point to Kasatonov. Kasatonov has it at the blue line. Big slap shot, and Wamsley the save, and then covers up on it. Blues immediately get it to center ice after the draw as Doug Gilmore got the loose puck and shot it to center. Gusanov has it for the Soviet Union. Quickly up right wing to Krutov. Vladimir Krutov tries to make a play, gets it back to the point to Kasatonov. Puck goes behind a goal. Blues trying to kill off the rest of this power play. Krutov has it, gets it back to the blue line to Gusarov. His shot goes wide. Blues can't clear it. Puck shot, and it hit the post. The shot from the right side by Krutov hit the post. Rick Wamsley didn't know where it was. The puck came out, settled down, and now we've got a whistle and a stop play because a Russian player, Viktor Tyumenov, has been hurt. And now he slowly gets up, but he is in some pain, and Ron Wicks blew the whistle because Tyumenov appeared to be injured on the play and laid on the ice for 10-15 seconds or so, and now he's going to the bench in some pain.
Thank God for Bush beer and goalposts.
I mean, that was because of the injury. Barr wins the draw. And the Blues, Rick Wilson chases it down on the floorboards. Can't get it. Hunter does. Now the puck is taken away. Penalty over. Kamayev gives a pass off to Vasiliev. Vasiliev never got the shot off, and it went wide. But the Soviets keep it in, and there's a shot and a goal from the left point.
Number 23, Mikhail Vasiliev, and number 18, Eric Gimayev. Time of the goal, 17:44.
Babinov is the oldest player on this Red Army team at age 30, and he gets the go-ahead goal, and we've got 2 minutes left in the second period as the Soviets skate back the other way into the zone. Here's a shot by Vasiliev. Alexander does the shot, and it goes wide. Mark Hunter picks it up for the Blues, but can't clear the puck out. Now he does get it to center ice, where Barr chases it down, and he's checked off, and Babinov pokes at it. He can't get it, and finally goes back into the Soviet zone, where it's picked up by Starikov. Sergei Starikov to Valisev. And the Soviets come back the other way. They're going right to left. Puck goes behind the Blues goal where Bell gets it. And now Dave Barr has it for the Blues. He fans on a pass. Rob Ramage has to pick it up at center ice. His pass to Bell avoids him. And now the Soviets in forechecking, a giveaway. Zubin has it. Zubin with a shot, and it goes wide about a foot or two and hits the boards and goes all the way back down into the Soviet end. 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the period. Red Army with a late goal here lead the Blues by a score of 2-1 at the arena in St. Louis before a good crowd. Long pass on right wing to number 13, Drozdetsky, and he shot and goal. Drozdetsky beat the Blues. Rick Wamsley as he came
to Vyacheslav Fetisov. Time of the goal, 19:04.
Drozdetsky was the player of the year in the Soviet National League in the 83-84 season. He has 300 in the Red Army team now with 2 goals, lead 3-1.
I asked somebody, I said, well, what about the guy coming down the left wing? Wouldn't that be a disadvantage that he's not a right-hand shot? And they said, well, they just circle over to the other side. That's as simple as they told me.
Blues trying to get control of the puck in the Soviet zone. Gilmore is pinned against the boards behind the goal. Puck comes back out. Rick Natras can't hold it in on right point, and Jim Pavis back to his own blue line to pick it up. Pavis a long pass to Gilmore. Gilmore got a piece of his stick on it and went into the Soviet zone. Gusarov for the Soviets. Left wing pass. Rick Natras picks it up in his own zone and skates behind his own net. Natras comes back to center ice. Rick Natras carrying the puck. Just shoots it in. Sutter been poking it after it, but Gusarov checked him off the puck. Now Doug Gilmore fighting for it along the near boards to Brian Sutter. Sutter in front. Paslowski was just checked as he reached for the puck and couldn't get the shot off. It's picked up by Gerasimov. Alexander Gerasimov. Right wing pass just as the horn sounds to Bykov. And with 2 late goals here in the second period, the Soviets now beginning to assert themselves somewhat as they have taken a 3-1 lead over the St. Louis Blues after 2 periods at the arena in St.
Flips it into the Soviet zone. Here's Gilmore behind the net to Paslowski, but Viktor Shepelev intercepts and feeds it to Vladimir Krutov. Dropping it back into the slot. Oh, and a big shot there by Shepelev, and he put it high and wide. He really teed off on that. Gilmore for the Blues. Trying to clear it, and Paslowski shot it to center ice. Over to get it is Gusarov. He's a big defenseman. He flips it into the St. Louis zone. Going back is Ramage. They rule the Blues could have played it, so there's no icing on the play. Rob Ramage out to Bruce Bell. Bell on left wing to center ice. Shoots the puck into the Soviet zone. Fetisov, their ace defenseman, back to get it. Fetisov clearing it to Shepelev. And then the Soviets just clear it to center. Picked up there. Here's Krutov. Tried to feed it in. Mark Hunter breaks it up. Hunter to center ice. Firing it down. Fetisov back for the Soviets. And he starts back up ice. Makes the move, then takes a hit from Hunter. Feeds it to center ice to Homotov. And now back of the play. Fetisov picks himself up. He was shaken up and is groggy on that check by Mark Hunter, but stays out there. No penalty on the play. Just that Fetisov was shaken up on the check by Mark Hunter.
Yeah, the linesman blew the whistle to stop play, and Hunter really crunched him into the boards, and I think Fetisov hit his head on the plexiglass and got up a little groggy, and the Soviet captain was shaking his head trying to get the cobwebs out. He's a first-team All-Star, 6'1", 200 pounds, and 27 years old, and Hunter got the best of him there. And they blew the whistle as a precaution. Now they're going to face off at center ice.
Fetisov and Kasatnov are the Soviet defense right now. They're their 2 best. The puck is flipped in by Pavis. Fetisov back to pick it up. Cuts behind his own goal. Lost it. The Flockhart is shot up high and wide of the net. And the Soviets quickly clear to center. Rick Natras shooting it over on left wing. Picked up by Flockhart. He leaves it for Barr into the Soviet zone, but Fetisov cleared it. Now here's Pavis shooting it around in the boards. Puck comes over onto the right wing side. In comes Hunter. He couldn't hold it in, and breaking out is Homotov on left wing to center. Homotov circles, now comes back near center ice, all the way back near his own blue line. Then Homotov lost it to Hunter. Hunter was quickly checked in the play as Fetisov came out and broke it up. Now Hunter gets it again, fires it in. In comes Fedorko with a weak shot wide of the net, and Fetisov controls the puck in behind the Soviet goal. Fetisov firing it to center ice. Breaking down right wing is Zubin. Zubin tried to drop it back. Now it comes right back to Zubin. Moves in, he shoots, he scores! Alexander Zubin was looking to pass. Saw open ice in front.
And the puck just rolled in off the post.
Zubin, assisted by number 10, Rashid Gimayev. Time of the goal, 2:22. Zubin from Gimayev at 2:22.
He was looking to pass the puck, but the Blues defenseman moved over towards the other man, and then the Soviet player just moved in and shot it. So it's 4-1 for the Soviet Union. Puck in behind the Blues goal, and Bruce Bell has it there on right wing to Ramage. Ramage trying to get away from the forechecking of Zubin, who just scored that last goal. Now Ramage moving it to Bruce Bell. Bell out of his own zone. Bell to center ice, fires it in, and didn't wait long enough. It's offside.
head for Bush Peak.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Basketball on AM 630 KXOK St. Louis.
St. Louis Blues hockey is brought to you in part by your St. Louis Metro Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Have they got a car for you?
Play underway. The Soviets 4 and the Blues 1. Lead pass at center ice for Veselov. Veselov into the St. Louis zone, dropping one back. Shot wide of the net by Eric Gimayev. Now at the right point, Gusarov checked and the Blues break out. Fedorko to the Soviet line, but couldn't get his pass across to Mullen. Soviets Veselov checked by Ramage, who shot it in. And the Soviets have to go back in their own zone and drop it to Gusarov. Alexei Gusarov on the boards for Veselov. He fires it into center ice off the stick of Mikhail Vasiliev and up over.
The first one was scored against Greg Millen. And not many shots on goal. I don't know how much you can blame him for the goals that have gone in, but he's had his share of problems.
Here is Fetisov having trouble in his own zone for the Soviets. Fetisov now firing one up the middle. They drop it back, and breaking out on right wing is Sergei Shepelev. Over to Krutov, who shoots it in. Krutov into forecheck on Favis. Favis trying to get free. Krutov steals it from him. Krutov then bumped by Mahar. Krutov then bumped by Favis. And the Blues knock the puck back of their own goal. Shepelev is there to try and center it. Flipped it behind the goal. Now out in front to Shepelev again. Shepelev dropping it to Makarov. His shot went wide, and here's Fetisov holding it in. Soviets with pressure on. Shepelev in the corner. Tied up by Favis. Gets the puck loose. Now Makarov trying to work it in front. Did. Kasatnov fanned on it, and the Blues break out. Sear got to center, was knocked down, and the Soviets take over again and drop it into their own zone to Fetisov. Here's Fetisov, their all-star defenseman, leaving it there, and then the puck cleared down the ice by Kasatnov, knocked down at the Blues blue line by Favis, and Jim Favis in his own zone, rink wide to Lee Norwood. Back to Favis as the Blues try and move out. At center to Paslowski to Norwood. Norwood shoots it into the Soviet zone. Gilmore in to get it. Checked from behind by Homotov. Homotov hit by Sutter, but gets it into center ice. And down left wing comes Gerasimov. He's checked. Has to drop it back now to Starikov at the Soviet line. And the Soviets then lose it. Sutter stealing it. Gets it to Paslowski in front to Sutter. Checked before he could shoot by Bukov. The Blues hold it in. And now the Soviets poke it out, and here's a 2-on-1 break. Bukov racing in. Bukov shoots one, and he fired it wide as Bukov elected to shoot instead of passing it off to Homotov, and he shot it wide. 4-1, the Red Army leading the Blues as the Blues clear the puck to the Soviet line, and Starikov has it there. Sergei Starikov on left wing for Drozhetsky. He's checked by Sutter. Drozhetsky now flips it into center ice, and Zubin races after it. Zubin into the blue zone. Tied up on the play. Norwood cleared it into the corner. Over to get it is Drozhetsky. Trying to drop it back. Johnson then bumps him. Drozhetsky still with the puck. Now circling. Drozhetsky, a great move. Moves in, shoots. And Walmsley the save. After some great moves by Nikolai Drozhetsky, and the Blues shoot it to the Soviet line. Gusarov back to get it. Stops in the corner, beats Hunter, and clears it out on left wing to Zubin. Alexander Zubin feeding it to Gimayev. He couldn't get around the defense, and Rob Ramage flips it. Here's Drozhetsky knocking it down into Gimayev. Back to Drozhetsky. He's checked, and the Blues come to center with Flockhart. Couldn't get around Gusarev, and the Soviet defenseman Gusarev back to the St. Louis line. Too well checked, and the Blues start back. Here's Dave Barr on right wing. Barr drops to Ramage. His shot a weak one block. The Blues Flockhart to Ramage again. Shooting one. And a stick save by Milinkov. And then the Soviets take the rebound. We've played 7 minutes of the third period. 4-1 for the Soviet Red Army team over the Blues. Soviets work it free on right wing for Gimayev. He couldn't get anywhere, and Gerasimov now circles back and gives it to Stelnov. Stelnov trying to clear it. The Blues hold it in as they try and forecheck, but Kasatnov quickly clears the puck all the way down the ice. Walmsley had to play it because there was going to be no icing, and the Blues Bruce Bell back to get it. Here comes Bell to his own blue line. Now Bell to center ice. Fires it in, and then Bell is hit. Quite a check by Kasatnov, and Bruce Bell has been injured on a tough check by on AM 630 KXOK. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
This is Mary Hope, a group health plan member.
One of the advantages of group health plan is that we don't have that.
Well, the Soviet Red Army team now seems to have complete control of this game, Dan. The puck handling ability and the control that we expected early, they've been showing now.
Here's Lavallee breaking in. Another shot by Mullen just wide of the net. Now Mullen trying to center, did. Fedorko couldn't get a stick on it. And back comes Shepelev to Krutov. Krutov into the St. Louis zone. Taken out by Natras. Joe Mullen comes up with the puck, cleared to center. And it comes to the Soviet line where Starikov loses to Fedorko, but Starikov knocked it back, and back comes Sergei Makarov. In on the wing, now back to Makarov. Makarov behind the Blues goal, circling, dropping it to the point. Starikov shot, and he passed it off instead to Krutov. Krutov never got a shot off. Now Makarov being checked by Lavallee on the play, and the Blues come up with it. Lavallee can't clear it. Natras then rink wide in his own zone. Over to Pavis, back to Natras as the Blues try and come out of their own zone. Mullen to center ice to Lavallee. Into Fedorko, but that play is offside at the Soviet line.
They're always looking for the open man, always seem to find him. They're doing a lot of circling, a lot of back passing, and their anticipation is just something to marvel at.
And their passing at this point in the game is letter perfect. Here's a pass at center ice for Homotov. He leaves it there for Bukov. Bukov is knocked down. Blues clear it. Held in by Stelnov. Now into the corner as the Soviets try and work it in front, but Mahar breaks it up, cleared it behind his own goal. Over on left wing to Sear. Sear tried to clear it out, did, but Gusarov knocked it down. Now the Blues shoot it into the Soviet into the rink again, and Stelnov is back to pick it up. Stelnov into center ice to Homotov. Now on right wing for Gerasimov. He moves in, feeding it over, and a scoring chance off the goal post, I believe, by Bukov, or Wamsley just got his leg on it. And then the Blues clear it and clear it over the glass. And we're box of the Blues shorthanded. Face off one. Here's Fetisov at the point. His shot wide of the goal. Into the corner to get it is Zubin. Zubin checked by Ramage, who cleared it, but the Soviets intercept. Trying to work it in front is Veselov. Back on the point to Fetisov. His shot off a stick as it hit Gilmore. Now into the corner, Drozdetsky. Back on the other point, Kasatnov shoots one. He hit his own man with that. And then the Blues, Gilmore, able to clear it to center ice. And Kasatnov back to get it. Kasatnov into center ice to Zubin. Zubin then checked by Paslowski as the Blues start to throw their weight around. And Fetisov controls the puck in the Soviet zone on this power play for the Red Army. Here's Fetisov in on right wing for Shepelev. Shepelev into the slot to Makarov. He tried to pass instead of shoot, and the Blues then get it, and Ramage flips it over to Bell, who was injured earlier but back out there, and he clears it down the ice. 57 seconds left in the Blues penalty. Here's Fetisov headmanning it to Makarov. Makarov to center into the St. Louis zone, checked by the Blues, and then Mahar cleared it down the ice. And play broken up by Natras as Makarov tried to give him a fancy move, and the Blues cleared it away. Now going back to get it is Sergei Babinov for the Soviet Union. He leaves it for Kasatnov, and Kasatnov just turns in his own zone. Dropping it back for Babinov. Circling back is Krutov. Krutov for the Soviets at center ice for Shepelev. Into the blue zone, Shepelev couldn't get around Natras, and now Pavis circles back. Goes behind his own goal, and Pavis then clears it to center ice. Soviets in complete control here. Here's Makarov dropping it over to his line mate Krutov. Now to the point, and the shot by Starikov wide of the net. Blues get it, clear it down the ice, just as Wilson comes out of the penalty box. The goaltender Malinkov out of the net to clear it. The Blues almost stole it, but there to cover up was Starikov. The goaltender Malinkov has broken his stick. But the Soviets are called for icing on the play, and we get a stop.
We had 2 shots on goal in almost 12 minutes here in the third period, and they're just not able to get much going offensively as the Soviets are doing just about everything right.
Soviets seem to have the puck all the time.
They do.
You can't score if the other guy has the puck. But this is something they play very well at. Gimayev into center ice. Irek Gimayev now dropping it back into his own zone to Igor Stelnov. Stelnov with a pass as those Soviets circle again. Gerasimov trying to feed it to the St. Louis line. Did. And Lee Norwood broke it up. Shot it to center ice. And Gerasimov has it there. Dropping it back to Guserev. Now into center ice for Gimayev, and they drop it back as the Soviets now are going backwards as often as they are forwards as they just protect this 4-1 lead. The Blues, Wamsley now shot at the center ice, and controlling is Stelnov. Over to his defense partner, now back to Stelnov again, passing it around in their own zone. Gerasimov being forechecked in the play by Fedorko, and then Gerasimov clears it into the St. Louis zone with Norwood back to get it. 7 minutes left in the third period. 4-1, the Red Army leading the Blues. Makarov steals it at center. Into the Blue zone. Slap shot from the point. Good save, Wamsley on Bukov. And
seconds without the Blues touching it as they continually go back into their own zone and regroup. And every time they lose the puck at center ice and get it back, they go back and try to reorganize.
Version of the prevent defense.
Yeah, or the four corners in basketball. Here
are the Blues. Yeah, we better get a 30-second clock here or something. Here are the Soviets on the attack again, dropping one back for Homotov. He's checked. Now Gilmore breaks out to Paslowski. He crosses the center, shoots it in. Gilmore in to get it, shot right on. And Milnikov makes the save on that. And the Soviets come right out. Bukov at center, but Hunter breaks that up. Back comes Mark Hunter. He's checked at the defense. Now Hunter steals it again. Tried to pass it to Sutter. That's broken off. And Kasapnov beats Makarov into the Blue zone. He dodges a check by Ramage. And then Sutter cleared it to Gilmore. Gilmore skated out by Fetisov in the Soviet zone. And Fetisov back of his own goal. Fetisov moving it out to Makarov on left wing. He comes to center into the St. Louis zone. Makarov still has the puck on the left wing boards. Tried to flip it in front. Ramage intercepts, and the Blues start out. Rob Ramage leading this rush. Ramage to center, shot it in, but knocked right back out by the Soviets. And back comes Makarov into the St. Louis zone, trying to go around Fabrice. Makarov tried to center, but Dave Barr intercepts that and just pokes it to Natras, who comes to center ice. Natras firing it in. Flockhart races in. Gets to the puck, but dropped it back instead of shooting, and Veselov intercepts. Now the Soviets with Babinov over on right wing for Veselov. He's checked, and the Soviets drop it back to their own line again. Starikov shooting it off the boards for Babinov, who just cleared it near the St. Louis line. The Blues come back again. Here's Flockhart moving in on left wing. Flockhart checked off the puck by Starikov, and the Soviets' Gimayev breaks it out at center ice. Here is Veselov into the St. Louis zone. Dropping to Drozhetsky. Cuts in front. Never got the shot off. Drozhetsky, who made a couple of fancy moves earlier in this period, back on the point, and Shepelev cleared it behind the Blues goal. The Soviets with a 4-1 lead, and they have the Blues checked to a standstill here. And most of that comes from great possession. Here's Shepelev. Steals from Fabrice, but then was knocked down by Natras, who will get a penalty here. And the Blues will. 4:29 to play. That last penalty against the Blues. Rick Natras for cross-checking. 15:31 the time. By the way, some of our guests in Blues hockey received gifts from Hamilton Jewelers, the downtown watch shop at 715 Locust Street in St. Louis. Here are the Soviets on a power play and leading 4-1. Makarov into the corner, dropping it back on the point to Stelnov. Stelnov gives it to Krutov on the left wing boards. Into the slot, Shepelev wide open, shot it wide. They worked that around perfectly, and Shepelev was almost naked. He was so wide open in the slot. Now the Soviets, Krutov holding it in at the point, gets some help from Stelnov.
Nobody else and managed to keep possession. Had a lot of hard hitting tonight, Dan, but no fights. The Soviets won't fight, will they? Have you ever seen them fight?
Oh, an odd time or two, but in their hockey, if you fight, you're thrown out of the game. So they retaliate with a stick here and there, but they're not the fighters that we are in the North American hockey. Here's Krutov into the St. Louis zone, and
just kept pointing to his skate to the linesman who called the offside, saying, "I wasn't offside." You can understand that in any language.
Puck is cleared down the ice by the Blues. 1:07 left in the penalty to Natras. 3:34 left in the game. The Soviets with a 4-1 lead and in complete control here. Shepelev at center ice, shooting it into the blue zone. Blues try and clear it. Held in by the big defenseman Gusarov. Now the Blues break it up. Bell clearing it to Ramage, and Ramage carries out of his own zone. Lead pass to Paslowski. He breaks in. Backhander, he scores! Paslowski, a short-handed goal for the Blues.
50.
A short-handed goal for the Blues by Greg Paslowski.
That was set up on a pretty pass by Rob Ramage.
And helped by a Soviet player who had broken his stick and left the play and went to the bench. So the Blues have cut the Soviet lead to 4-2. Here comes Gimayev for the Soviets. They're still on the power play as they move it in. Back to Fetisov at the point. He couldn't control it and has to go back to center ice. Kasatonov giving it back to Fetisov. Now ahead to Gimayev. He drops it on the right wing boards for Gerasimov. In to take him out is Norwood. Now Mullen trying to get the puck loose. Can't, and Norwood is able to clear it to center where Kasatonov takes over for the Soviets. Kasatonov clearing one. Now breaking in. Walmsley, a big save. Now the Soviets again. Another shot right on by Veselov. And Walmsley.
2 goals, but it looks like they're going to give the Russian player the penalty. I think they did call him, Dan.
Yeah, Nikolai Drozdetsky. Now he's coming over to the Soviet bench and explaining it to the Soviet coach Viktor Tikhonov. Sticks too much, and there is a legal limit on it, and that's why Drozdetsky was probably nailed. Here are the Soviets short-handed, trying to drop the puck. Face-off won by the Blues, and Rob Ramage has the puck back to the Blues goal. Ramage trying to move it out of there. Ramage to the blue line. Ramage to center ice into Hunter. That's broken up and cleared by Kasatonov to center ice. And now Ramage has it for the Blues. Over on left wing to Bell. Bell flipping it in. Fetisov back to get it. And a quick outlet pass, and the Soviets come right out of their own zone. Homotov just firing it down the ice. And the Blues' Bell has to go back and get it. 4-2, the Red Army leading, but the Blues on a power play. Here comes Bell to center. Now Bell checked by the Soviets. Walmsley was heading for the bench, now goes back in. Here's Fedorko to the Soviet line. He's checked. Puck comes to center ice. Blues get it again, and Fedorko now trying to feed it in. Cleared it over onto right wing, but Bukov is there and clears the zone for the Soviets. Back to Ramage. Walmsley's trying to get off for a 6th attacker. Now Bell shoots it in, and Walmsley does come off. 6 attackers as Fetisov clears it down the ice, and it goes wide in the open net by about 2 inches. The Blues on a power play, and with 6 attackers, we're in the final minute. Sutter shooting it in. Digging in is Fedorko on right wing. He couldn't get it, and the puck comes all the way to center ice. Ramage now over to Bell. Into Fedorko, tipped into the corner. Here's Paslowski in to get it. Shot it behind the goal. Fetisov cleared it into the corner. Now trying to shoot it out. Bell held it into Natras. Natras with a weak shot. That's blocked. Blues. Paslowski has it again. On the right wing boards to Sutter. Out in front, but Fetisov is there, and he clears it, and racing after it, Makarov with an open net. Makarov in on goal, scores! Makarov. Hockey game here at the arena, though, for this crowd of close to 14,000. Here are the Blues clearing the puck to the Soviet line, and Shepelev drops it back for his defensive ace, Fetisov, and then it's cleared down the ice by Babinov. Walmsley out of the net. The game is over, and the Soviet Union Red Army team defeats the St. Louis Blues here at the arena 4-1. 13,829 on hand to see it as the Red Army win the game, I should say, 4-2. And the Soviets tour now goes to 4 victories and 1 loss. That's the final. The Soviet Red Army 4, the St. Louis Blues 2 on AM 630 KXOK. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
We've got turbos, we've got wagons. Chrysler Plymouth's got the car for you.
Now, Chrysler Plymouth dealers offer 8.6 annual percentage rate financing or up to $1,000 cash back on new 85s and 86.